Now, I've been running my business now for the last few years, and I have a handful of clients that I do their marketing for them. They outsource their marketing department to me. And in essence, I manage all things marketing on their behalf, as if I work in their company for them. But there are some major advantages, and so my customers tell me, to using me and my services. Now, the things I'm about to talk about today are not specific to me, if you like, but I use myself as the barometer in terms of what I talk about today. So I'm going to go through a number of sort of some of the obvious things, if you like, that are out there. And at the end, I'll give you my sort of top 3 reasons to use a company to outsource your marketing to. Now, outsourcing doesn't just apply to marketing function. Very often, a financial director will be outsourced, and lots of other different sort of facilities that I'm sure I don't need to go into. But I can talk specifically about the outsourcing of marketing. Now, the first thing, and this is what you'd expect, I guess, is that it's affordable. So take me as an example. I've worked for 30 years in very large corporates, and for the last 3 years running my own business. So I worked with many different businesses, and I bring a lot of experience. And in order for you to buy that in or employ somebody with that depth of experience, you're going to have to pay top dollar. So, anything in the UK between 80 to 120,000 pounds plus for somebody with a vast experience within the marketing sector, and having been operating as a marketing director, obviously, for a number of years. So with that cost, comes a lot of skills, and really they're the sort of things that you can't buy from employing someone that has done, I don't know, maybe 10 years as a marketing director. These things are learnt over a long period of time. So generally, people that offer outsourced marketing services have had a long and distinguished career, which allows them to be able to, sit in a meeting and fend, if you like, all of the questions that are asked, because they're very experienced across the whole broad marketing function and don't specialize in a specific, like digital marketing, as an example. So there we go. So it's a affordable, skilled experience is how I would sort of sum it up. To buy that skilled and to have those working for you within your business will cost you a lot of money. So it's affordability. So the reduction of cost within your business, ultimately you are saving on salary, right? And all of the other perks that you would normally give to an employee. But also, speaking about myself for the moment, I have a number of suppliers that I use, trusted suppliers, and the relationship that I've got with them, I get a very keen price. So one of the ways in which having an outsourced marketing company working for you can help is that, when it comes to, let's take printing a brochure as an example, I can bring a number of printers to the table in terms of quoting on that particular job. And hopefully my suppliers, are best placed to give the best prices. However, what it might just do is it might give you, your current supplier, a little bit of a G up to sharpen their pencil. So not just taking printers, but designers, copywriters, web designers, all of that sort of fun stuff. It allows you to drive down some prices, because I've got a broad, or people like me have a very broad outlook on the whole marketplace itself. So that's reduced costs, relieving workload. So if you haven't got a marketing department within your business, you're probably asking, I don't know, the sales guy or the secretary to do some of the marketing sort of functions. And of course, this is impacting on their ability to do their actual job itself. So outsourcing your marketing does relieve the workload on your employed staff. So, it's not just about having this outsourced resource, it's really about freeing up the people within your business who aren't skilled, right? They haven't been employed to be a marketing person. They've been employed to do a different role. So this allows them to focus on what they're good at. And in turn, using outsourced marketing, it increases productivity, certainly along the marketing functions. What I find dealing with businesses is that a lot of the initiatives just drag on because nobody is giving them that sort of impetus to drive them forward. So increase productivity because I'm efficient at what I do. I've crafted this over a number of years. It allows me to really move on, and one of the things is that I can keep the project moving because I'm not getting involved in a lot of the other things that happen within a business that sometimes stop you from getting on with running projects. I meet on a regular basis, we decide what the plan is, and then I go away and implement it. And obviously I just go back and ask the relevant parties at the relevant times what they need from me and what they need to do. So I can just really keep a project driving to hit the end goal or the end date. So that's increased productivity. The other thing is I can improve the quality of something that's offered. Because of the experience that I have, I'm able to bring best practices to your company. I'm able to, if you like, take all of the key learnings and professionalisms that, if that's a word, the way in which large corporates do things, and apply that to your business to make your business more sort of effective and more professional. So improving the quality of the leaflets that you give out, or the brochures that you do, or the user experience on your website, the quality of your merchandise that you put out. Improved quality from bringing experience is what an outsourced marketing person can do. Part of this is me knowing, what works and what's a waste of time. Certainly you can get bogged down thinking something is a good idea, and 6 months down the line you realize that perhaps you should have done something else first before that was going to give you your potential return. So definitely improving quality in terms of what's done first, in terms of trying to sort of, if you were to take digital marketing per se, a lot of people rush out and spend a lot of money with Google ads. Well, if you haven't done the foundations within your business to be able to manage this on your website, landing pages, understand how much you need to invest in Google ads in the first place, whether your website is built up to help sort of drive that organic traffic in the first place. So there's plenty that needs to be done sometimes before you jump in with a campaign, and that's what I can bring. Also, on a similar theme, innovation or new ideas. Sometimes within a business, we get sort of so bogged down on just thinking there's one way to do something. Whereas, I work with many different businesses, some of them from the same sort of field, but I'm able to sort of sit down with someone and say, well, have you tried this? Have you thought of that? And very often they haven't, because it's not on their radar. That's not a criticism of the people that I'm working with. It's just, you don't know what you know until you know it, right? So having someone coming from an outsourced can bring a different perspective to your business and provide you with proven ways to get results. There's some secret sauce in terms of how to get stuff done. That's just some of the benefits or advantages of using outsourced marketing. I'm going to give you a sort of a top 3 sound bites here, but ultimately, the way in which you should think about this is, if you think your business is ready for marketing and you have a budget that you want to spend on marketing, then using someone like me to implement it is really a good idea in the first instance. Further on down the line, yes, you can look to employ someone internally, but once you get the systems in place, it becomes a lot easier to bring someone in, train someone up, and even use someone like me to manage them remotely. Don't just think that you have to sort of build a big department. And we're talking about businesses that are turning 1, 2 to 5 million pounds, where, maybe you're not quite big enough to have a marketing department, but you absolutely need to do some marketing. So what are my top 3 reasons for using outsourced marketing? Well, the first one is that it does save you money, okay, versus employing someone. And again, it can be as much as 3 times the amount of money you'd spend on employing someone versus having someone working with you on a regular basis as your outsourced marketing department. It also saves you time, not just in terms of implementing the projects that need doing. I mean, one of my clients, when I've asked him, is he happy with my services? His reply is, yes, Miles, you just get stuff done, because I'm not cluttered by all of the other stuff that goes on within their business. It also saves time because the people whom are have been employed to do a specific role are able to get on with their specific role, and they've not been distracted by having to do marketing functions. And the last reason I would say is to bring this fresh perspective, new ideas, new ways of doing things, and by engaging with someone's experience as I am, I'm really there to be able to sort of say, hey, have you thought about doing it this way? This is what worked when we did it like this, and this is the best way in which you should approach something. I sum this up by sort of saying that basically I've spent 30 years marketing, but also making mistakes whilst marketing, and knowing what not to do. I think it's more about knowing what not to do than what to do. I'm being a little bit facetious, but you get my drift. Anyway, there we go. Those are the advantages of using outsourced marketing. If you've got any specific questions, please pop them in the chat. I will do my very best to answer them. Or if you're watching on catch up, then keep doing that the wrong way around. Then there's my WhatsApp number. Send us a message and I'll do my very best to answer it. Okay, until next time, ta-ta for now.